Welcome, Disney enthusiasts, to the Let's Talk Disney podcast. Time to delve into the latest trends, topics, and Disney Reddit realm. Here are your hosts, Samantha and Kindra.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to episode 10. This is Samantha.
This is Kindra.
And we are back. How's your day going so far?
Good. I can't believe we're on episode 10.
I know.
How is that even possible?
It's awesome.
Jeez, it's going by so fast.
Yeah. No, it's been fun, though. We've been having fun doing this.
There's a lot of information.
Yeah. I actually have a lot of news today. So I'm really excited to share it. So we'll just go ahead and dive straight into the news.
Let's do it. Yep.
Okay. So the Disney company has announced they plan to spend $60 billion to expand the parks and cruise lines around the world. They've stated that over 1,000 acres of land is what they plan for expansions. That's equivalent to 7 Disneyland parks.
This is the Disneyland. Anaheim.
So this is all over Disney, corporation expansion.
Okay.
Right. But we do have a lot of news on what's going to Disneyland.
That's great. Yeah.
Yes. So just to give you a heads up, so that's $60 billion. $60 billion is enough to flatten Disneyland and rebuild the whole park, plus still have money left.
No.
Yes.
I don't believe that. Not with the cost of everything. Not with today's cost.
Okay, so I want to give you an idea. Universal just did their big expansions, both in Florida and California. So they have the Super Mario Brothers land. They also expanded in Florida as well. And they made that Jurassic World ride and things like that. That was a total with the 2 new lands and 2 different parks of $8 billion. So we're talking $60 billion.
Oh, that is, yeah. When you kind of compare it like that, it is quite a bit. It's just everything is so expensive.
Right.
Everything is so expensive now. Materials, land.
Well, okay, they spent
labor.
$10 billion on $20 billion on everything that they've built over the last 10 years. Tron, the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride in Epcot, Avengers Campus, and Galaxy's Edge was a total of $10 billion. So we're going $60 billion.
Wow. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. But that's for all of the parks. And a lot of that's for the cruise lines. Well. Okay.
But there's also, they put a map out with multiple different locations that aren't where we have parks right now. So you might be getting a park in other areas or maybe cruise ports there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
We still have to do that. We got to take a cruise.
Yes. But it's just crazy. Yeah. $60 billion is a lot of money.
That's quite a bit.
Right.
Well, they're always building, every time we go. What is in downtown Disney? What is that? Do you have a guess?
Well, that was supposed to be a hotel.
Okay. What do you think it is?
But we have new news.
Okay.
So I know we've talked a few times over the last few podcasts about talks of expanding Disneyland. Mm-hmm. Well, there's Disneyland Forward that's going on. That's what the plan's called. This is Disneyland Forward. This doesn't, it does have to do with the $60 billion they plan on investing, but they haven't released anything as far as news for Disney World or these cruise ports. The only news we have is Disneyland, and right now the plan is called Disneyland Forward.
Okay, is this speculation or actually something they've released?
There's released information, and then there was accidentally leaked information by Anaheim.
Come on, do you think that's accidental, or do you think this is a marketing ploy? It's smart. It's a great way to market.
Right. So right now the initiative, Disney's been running and talking to the residents of Anaheim about a future expansion of the park. They've made huge advance this week with the city of Anaheim. This is kind of where Anaheim leaked the environmental impact report, because at this point there was no actual plans out there, but they released it. And it's out there now. Okay,
because in California, they are very, very stringent with the environmental. So I'm sure that they had to release something, and it had to have some details.
Right. So there's a ton of details that we just got.
Let's get into it.
Yes. So
do you have pictures we can post?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of concept art for this Disneyland Forward plan, from new Pirates areas, and it's crazy. But what we know now is, so Disneyland released a plan for new attractions, new options for guest transportation, a new layout for the park, and new shopping areas. So an expansion of downtown
Disney, yeah.
Yeah. In this stage,
a Disney Springs? Do you think it'll be like a Disney Springs?
And there's
my gosh, I'm so excited.
An entertainment area that they've added.
Well, that's kind of
But
like
at
Disney
this
Springs.
stage, Disney is going to Anaheim County and asking for rezoning of multiple areas. So areas that they own that are zoned for restaurants or parking lots, hotel space. They're going and asking for these areas to be rezoned, and they're just like basically waiting. So I guess once they get approval.
Yeah.
So the report is the main one that they have. Do you know where Toy Story parking lot is?
I do.
Yes. Like down the street.
You have to shuttle from that one.
Right.
Yes.
So that's supposed to be a third park.
Oh, wow. Almost like a Disney World, like a different land, kind of? Or like a different area?
Like that's a different
that you would
park.
have to take like one of those.
It's not even a land, it's a whole park. So think like we have Disneyland, California Adventure, Animal Kingdom.
Oh, please let it be Animal Kingdom.
Or it could be
my
Epcot.
gosh. No, I know, but Animal Kingdom is my favorite.
Right.
Oh, yes. A lady can dream.
Right.
So we'll see.
Well, a couple other things that are in this plan is they indicated some of the 360-degree attractions to come. So think like Matterhorn or Big Thunder Mountain, where you can see those from anywhere in the park.
Right.
You're not just going to have those attractions. Like there's going to be key features added where you can see them as like a 360 view.
So it's not like some of the rides where you just see the facade of
or
the
the
ride.
front of it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then in the back,
these are
just
thrill rides that are coming. Right?
Yeah, these are full experiences.
Right. So, so those will be over at that Toy Story parking lot is what they have planned.
Okay.
Now, obviously, there's that huge road between like Disneyland, DCA, and where that park is set to be.
Is that Harbor? Catella?
Harbor and Catella, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's...
We only drive it every week.
I know. But that's like a far area, right?
It is.
Like, it's not like you can just walk as easy as you can walk to DCA.
But I mean, that's what you do in Disney World is you take, what do I like to take that you don't like?
I like it. The Skyliner?
The Skyliner is my favorite.
Then you're going to be really happy about this news.
Tell me.
So, the document indicates an inserted pictures of the Skyliner, the people mover, and an expansion of the monorail to get people to and from the different parks.
Oh, this is so exciting. Okay.
That's awesome, right?
That is awesome.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they're also expanding DCA and Disneyland. So, DCA is adding on a new land behind Pixar Pier.
Okay.
And in that land, we'll have 4 new family rides and 1 outdoor thrill ride.
What is back there?
Just land.
Just land?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to really pay attention
I have no
next
idea
time.
what that theme will be, but it sounds awesome. I don't know if they'll like expand Pixar maybe a little bit more. I wonder if that one big thrill ride will end up being like Slinky Dog Dash.
Oh my gosh, that would be that's our favorite.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? I love that one. This is so exciting.
I know. And then the expansion is in Disneyland is even bigger. So they're expanding behind Critter Country. So back in like by Pooh's Corner.
There is a lot of space back there. I mean, I feel like if you're walking from Pooh's Corner over to Galaxy's Edge, that area, I feel like you have this little tiny pathway, but there's a ton around it.
So that's going to be a new land. That land has is in writing to have 9 new rides, and of those 9 new rides, 2 of them are thrill rides. So we'll have 2 coasters back there.
Holy cow!
And then
this is so
7
exciting.
new just like dark rides or
dark experiences. That is so cool. Okay, now I heard the rumor that the I'm sorry, am I interrupting? Go ahead.
No.
Do you have more to say?
No.
I heard the rumor that the Avengers Superstore is shut down. It's officially gone. I was just there yesterday.
But the new one just opened.
The new one opened, but I really, really like the warehouse one, the one that used to be Backlot. And what else was it called? It's had 2 names. Anyway, they keep changing it. It used to be Backlot. And the reason I like it, it's massive, it's immersive. There's so much, and it's so cold in there. So in the summers, it was such a nice way to
And it's
cool
like
off.
dark and like...
It is. And the music, it's intense.
Did you go into the new store?
I did.
I haven't. I heard that it's like... Okay, so you know the Guardian store?
Yeah.
It's just an
size.
exit store. Like when you exit the ride, you're going to walk through it.
That's correct. So I'm thinking that this ride, the Avengers ride, is going to be the same as the one Cassie and I did in Paris, which was incredible.
I'm excited.
It was so good. So I hope so.
I don't think that's included in the budget. That's already been budgeted for. So that ride doesn't even come out of the $60 billion.
Right. I think that's already, like the facade of it has already been built.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what we see. That's where the store is. That's where they have all the character greetings, where you can see Captain America,
Iron Man,
Loki.
Yes.
So that'll be so cool.
No, it's really cool. I'm really excited. They've also mentioned like a ton of new like entertainment shows. You know, over in Disney Springs, they have that Cirque show.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for how big that's going to be. There's also, like, in the plans of somehow they're going, you know, the downtown Disney parking?
Yes.
That has plans to be demolished and rebuilt,
oh,
too.
Wow.
So I think that's probably going to be more part of Disney Springs.
Now, here's the important question. How is this going to affect our passes and what we pay?
Please don't charge me any more
money. Let's get down to brass tacks here.
Well, if they're letting more people in, they should take away our reservations.
True. If it's bigger,
yeah.
Yes, take away the reservation system. But a lot of people like that reservation system.
Ugh,
but
me.
for us, it's just not very practical.
Such a pain.
It is. And I don't know if we can afford a more expensive pass. This is getting ridiculous.
Well, you know the Disney World passes are cheaper than Disneyland. And that has 4 parks.
They are, but that gives me hope. But you know what? Everything in California, how much, do you want to guess how much gas was yesterday when I was driving home? It is over $7. It's apocalyptic. It's post-apocalyptic.
You needed to just fill up at that Arco.
What, and have gas cans in my...
Yeah.
In my car? Yeah, maybe. Is anyone willing to ship gas to us?
From the Midwest, please. Anybody. It's
this
bad.
Is ridiculous.
I went to Costco and paid $4.50. I was like yelling at the gas tank. I was like, are you kidding me?
So the gas station that we like, right there by the Angel Stadium and by Disney that we fill up at. Number one, there was a line. It was like the line in the 1980s. I don't know if you, well, of course you don't remember that. But when people were lined up for gas, it was lined up around the street and around the back. And it was still over $5 a gallon.
Yeah, I can't.
No, we've got to take our bicycle out there.
Get mopeds.
It'll only take 24 hours.
I should have got a Tesla. I was so concerned about charging, but charging sounds a little bit better.
What about a motorcycle? Would you and I do okay on a motorcycle?
Probably not for 4 hours.
Oh man, our butts would be so chapped. Can you imagine? And our crotches? That would not be good. No.
Yeah, that would be really bad. We're going to get there one way or another, especially with this expansion. I'm going every day.
I know.
I might as well just move there.
Let's just start flying or taking the bus. The bus was not bad when I took it. The Flix bus. Seriously.
With all of our merchandise.
Why not?
Oh
Why not?
God.
Load it. They let you load everything underneath or take flights. We got to figure something out. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. We'll figure it out eventually.
Anyway, back to good news.
Or we just move to Florida, or just move to California.
Or move to Florida.
I tried that. I backed out.
You didn't make it.
I didn't make it.
You can't don't knock it if you didn't try it.
But I don't know, and I don't think Florida has a good future going right now.
Oh, I think Florida is fine.
I'm talking about
Florida
Disney World.
Oh, I think Florida is.
Their
Disney
stats
World is
are
fine.
down.
So is Disneyland.
No, Disneyland is bringing. No, Kindra, I listened to the report. Disneyland and Tokyo are bringing in the most money out of all the theme parks. Disneyland has never outdone Disney World, and they've outdone it and like surpassed it.
Okay, but let's think about this. Let's think about income versus cost. Everyone's paid higher in Disneyland. Everything is more expensive in California. I'm telling you, the cost.
Yeah, but the revenue, and the thing is, like, DeSantis is trying to tax Disney World, where here in California, it's free. They're not even paying taxes. They're saving money.
Oh, okay. Well, we can argue about this later, but I'm telling you, Florida's got no problems. California is falling apart at the seams.
Okay,
you know
I'm
that.
not talking about like state versus state. They're
going bankrupt.
Oh yes, but I'm talking about Disneyland versus Disney World. Disney World is struggling.
All right, let's just agree to disagree.
Okay. Or you could just read the earnings call.
I just don't believe it because the cost of everything. It's kind of like saying, well, yeah, if I move to California, I'm going to make so much more money. Yeah, but your groceries are going to be so much more. Your gas
but
is
when
going to
you're
be so
not
much more.
paying
Your
taxes
are going to.
The city works.
You know
with
what?
them.
I don't trust the local and state governments. The second Disney starts to expand and they see all this revenue coming in, let's make a bet.
Well, I think that because like Anaheim is very aware that a lot of their income comes from those hotels in the surrounding area, the stores, the restaurants. Like, if they didn't have Disneyland, Anaheim would be nothing.
Correct, because the area outside Anaheim is really suffering.
Right.
I mean, outside of Disneyland,
I think Newsom knows Disneyland is keeping Anaheim and even part of LA afloat. So it's a big income for Southern California. A lot of families, when they come into Disney or into the SoCal area, they're visiting Disneyland. And that's one of the main reasons they come. Do they go down to San Diego, or do they go visit LA, or do they go visit Hollywood? Yes, but a lot of the main purpose of those vacations is to take their kids to Disneyland.
I agree with you there. I'm just saying it's not sustainable at the cost of living that things are right now.
Right. And I can understand that as like a citizen of the area, but when Disney's getting
as long as they keep the perks up, because all I know is we pay taxes on hotels, we pay taxes on food, we pay taxes on merchandise, so taxes are being charged.
So like on tickets we don't pay taxes, on our keys we don't pay taxes.
Okay, but we do on everything else.
Right. And at that point they're paying taxes
Correct.
on those, but I'm saying
those
land,
are higher.
They're not paying taxes on their land. They're not paying, like, that's huge in itself.
I got to look into this further and see. we got to crunch some numbers, everybody, and we'll be back in a little bit. But moving on, what have you got next?
Yeah, so included with that expansion, there's been a ton of casting calls released. The newest came out yesterday for inline skaters. They even posted a video of requirements that you have to have as an inline skater. They're like,
I'm sorry, I just got a visual.
We're looking for skaters, but you have to be able to do these tricks. Like rollerbladers.
Like rollerbladers.
Yeah.
I can rollerblade. Mm-hmm. That is so much fun. Should I
actually
try
have
out?
a better job for you.
What? What's the
I
next
was really
casting call?
excited to tell you about
All
this
right,
one, and
me.
I'm trying not to laugh. So, they're casting for Luisa of Encanto.
What the fuck?
The one that carries the donkeys.
The big strong one?
Yes. Do you want to know what the height requirement is?
What is it?
5'10".
Oh, I've got an inch over that.
I know. I was saying. I don't want you to quit on me, but I think this could be a good job for you.
But she's like extremely muscular. I'm
you're
fit and I'm
muscular.
strong, but I'm not that.
Like most of the, like, I have, like, I know, like, okay, so I know a girl in Disney World. She plays Snow White and Rapunzel.
Uh-huh.
Her hair is brown, but she wears a black wig and a blonde wig. Like,
so
I'm just saying, we could put contacts on you. You're going to get a wig, get you a spray tan, and you're going to be Luisa. They're looking for this.
Okay, I might do it. All right, let's see. We'll see. Just for the hell of it.
I know. I mean, you might be living your best life.
You're always laughing at me and poking fun of me because I always lift up all the strollers and like lift everybody's luggage.
You love lifting. There's a few things you'll know about Kindra. Kindra loves to lift shit. She loves to cut cake. There's just like,
it's true, at birthday parties and everything, I'm like, everybody out of the way, I'm cutting the cake.
Right. So, I mean,
I do like to lift shit, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
and I'm like, I can do it. And you're like, no, I got it. Like, what?
Is that the voice I used?
Literally, just like that. You're like, watch out. I got the donkeys. Like, just kidding.
Wow. Well, at least I'm good for something.
No, yeah.
Cake and lifting, so.
So I just thought you'd be interested in that casting call. I thought
that's really interesting.
Maybe apply.
Maybe. Just for the hell of it.
I know. You just tell them you're there once a week.
Should I just send in like a audition video of me lifting stuff?
Yeah.
Just like the strollers and luggage and like rocks and like animals,
you're like,
small animals.
And then you're like, I'm the strongest. I'm not nervous. I'm as tough as the crust of the earth is. And end it like that.
Perfect. I'll have to practice a little bit. I'll send it in.
That wasn't good?
No, that was good.
Okay.
That was good. Yeah.
That was my audition tape for you. So the next casting call I'm really excited for. I sent you this video in advance. Did you watch it?
No, but I saw it was something about seeing red.
Turning red.
Turning red. Sorry. Maybe I was seeing red when I was trying to read all the messages you sent me. I'm like, what the? Samantha, quit sending me crap.
So the next casting call is for Turning Red lookalikes. They're looking for Marilyn's father, her friends, and what I'm most excited about is 4Town members.
Oh, yes. Okay, so you think they're going to be like doing like a concert?
I love 4Town.
I know.
Like the music and stuff. They
know,
sing.
you're
They
such a
actually
fan
sing
girl.
really good.
Right.
If they're having a concert, I'm going.
Right. Exactly.
My only concern, like, I see that they're hiring for 4Town, but when they hired for like the Rogers musical, they hired for like Sopranos, altos. Like, they required you to sing at a certain level, but they don't have any of that information on this casting call. So they're not even requiring them to sing, but they might be lip singing.
So all these bands and stuff, you know how there's K-pop and they're real popular. Do we call this D-pop? Disney pop?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Let's do
D-pop?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
But they're very, like, NSYNC-y,
Yes,
Backstreet Boys
correct.
to me, and, like, they're a vibe for sure.
Well, they are. I mean, you know, that's those boy bands were
like
very
when they
popular.
said that they don't turn my tummy like you. I was like, oh, like, I was like, wow.
Like, Cash, you can't watch that movie.
That's what we're doing.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of
Turning Red is kind of very mature.
It is.
Like, it has a lot of, like, into puberty, even talking about like periods.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's to everyone's discretion, but considering what you let your kids watch, I'm sure it wasn't an issue for you to let Paisley watch it.
I mean, actually, it made me feel kind of awkward.
Oh, yeah,
because I feel
awkward,
like they were, like, literally saying that, like, Four Town turns them on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah.
The tingles and stuff. I'm like, oh shit. Like,
okay, speaking of inappropriate, have you ever gone to Disney and saw things on people's shirts that were really inappropriate?
Like, she wanted the D or something like that?
I saw that, and it was a much older couple. I would say it was someone's grandma and grandpa. It was, okay, now, you know, I do have a different reference for old than I do, but I would say that these people were probably in their mid-70s.
Like, grandpa wanted the D?
Yeah, and it said, I wanted the D, and then his said, I gave her the D, or something like that.
Oh, and like, grandpa.
At first, I kind of thought it was cute and like,
no, that's
you know,
not
how sweet. But that's sweet. But then I'm like, oh God, what if their grandkids are here? Like,
literally, they're with their grandkids.
That is awkward.
I mean, Disney is a family park. I don't think we need to see any of that.
Well, but it means Disneyland, right? It's D.
I don't think that's what it's referring to.
I know it's not.
Okay, so yeah, that about sums it up for, like, the casting calls that are in DCA, or not DCA, just casting calls in general. But again,
for the new expansions.
Yes, I'm really excited about Fort Town. If they don't have if they do have a concert, I'm gonna be thrilled. If they don't, I'm gonna be devastated because
I
really want to hear. Well, like, when I watched that Turning Red, I'm like, wow, I really want to go to that concert.
Well,
like, I wish it was real when I'm watching it.
Right.
And, like,
it brings you back, doesn't it? To
my first ever concert was
yeah.
NSYNC.
Was it?
I was in first grade, and I can
so that
still
kind of
remember.
set you up for the boy bands,
yeah?
Right? Because mine was George Michael.
Don't know who that is.
I know you don't. Never mind.
But NSYNC, such a vibe. Did you see that side note that they're releasing possibly a tour with NSYNC?
Oh, really?
Like, they're going back on tour.
They're getting back together?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
And so Paisley didn't like Taylor Swift before the concert. Not that she didn't like it, but she just wasn't as into it until this Era Tour came out.
Yes.
So now
same.
I know that NSYNC is coming, and she's like, Mom, I don't even like this. I'm like, you're gonna like it when it's trendy, and it's about to be trendy.
Right. Well, she'll like it when it comes back. Everything goes through cycles.
So I'm just trying
to
get her to learn all the songs before.
Wait, are we still talking about NSYNC, or are we talking about
NSYNC
Town?
now?
Oh, okay.
Can I say hi to the podcast?
Say hi.
Hi.
All right, so moving on, we're gonna go to our overall discussion topic, which is Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yep.
We just got back. Yep. We were there on Thursday. Mm-hmm. It was a blast.
It was great.
It was really good. Fun.
We haven't been in 3 years? Is that right?
No. We just
2 years.
1 year.
Oh, no, we missed 2 years.
No, we missed 1.
Oh, gosh, okay.
We just missed last year.
Don't listen to me. I really don't remember.
We thought, like, last year, we were like, we've been doing it so many years in a row. Let's just take a year off. Yeah, but we've been doing it so many years in a row that we were like, okay, let's just take this year off. But then we regretted it. So.
That's true. Yeah, I think we really missed it. So we got there. We drove out. Big group of us. Of course, we took the van with hella moms and hella kids. Mm-hmm. And we got out there. What time did we finally end up getting out to the hotel? Drove out from Vegas to get to the hotel.
I think we got there at like
2 o'clock?
1:30,
2 o'clock. We tried to check in.
Couldn't check in.
Room wasn't ready yet, so we had to get ready in the van.
In the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
On the top floor in the heat.
Yep, in the heat. And it was hot.
It was hot.
It really was. I was hoping, because a lot of the girls' costumes were a little bit, long
heavy.
Sleeves and heavy, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no, it was good.
A good time.
So their costumes, they were the Haunted Mansion.
Yes,
so we had my daughter, Paisley, was the tightrope walker. My little daughter, Harper, was the ghost host, a cast member, basically.
A maid, are they little maids?
Yeah,
with the little maid
a little
uniform
maid.
On? Cute.
Cassie was the bride. And then our little Melody, she was I don't even know what her name is, but the one that she's in the stretching room and she sits on top of the tombstone with the rose.
Right. Someone told me her name. Someone the other night told me her name. They're like, oh, and I can't remember. So if anybody knows or can remember the reference, but she has her hair up in a bun and she has a red shawl and a red rose and she's sitting on the tombstone and she was perfect. We'll post pictures. She did such a good job.
It was so cute.
And the other little one was Madame Leota.
Yep. And then the last little one was also a maid with Harper.
Yeah, Ghost Toast. Cute.
Yes. So cute.
It was good. So they were all...
Oh, her name is Constance.
No.
Hatchaway.
No, that's the bride.
Oh.
Remember?
I think so.
Yeah.
Says...
Constance is the bride.
Are we sure?
Yep.
So what is her name? Oh, sorry. Her name is the Black Widow.
Oh, the Black Widow. Okay. So that's it. She's just referenced as the Black Widow.
Yeah, and then Paisley was the Tightwalker or Sally Slater.
Oh, Sally. Yes, there we go. I knew she had a name, but they were adorable. They were so cute. We got a lot of compliments, a lot of great costumes. Really, really cool.
Unfortunately, nobody went as a cone this year, but next year we're coming in hot as the cones.
But did you see that group that went by? They
were
dressed
cones?
up like cozy cones.
Yes,
they were dressed up like spooky cozy cones. It was so funny.
That is so cute.
Next
now
year.
I have to come up with a new idea.
True. Well,
sorry, I just feel like this year with having a toddler, 4 kids, it got the best out of me, and my planning wasn't where it needed to be. But next year, I'm coming in hot.
But we still did it, even though it was last minute.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of people to get ready. So, let's see. So we got there. It wasn't too crazy busy to check in. Where did we?
Well,
we didn't check
it
in
was.
At the beginning.
The lines were crazy, but we went through we went just in with our magic keys and then went to Adventures Campus.
Yeah.
To check in there.
That was easier.
Yes,
there was no line.
The lines just to check into Oogie Boogie Bash were insane.
So when you get to DCA, when you're facing Oogie Boogie, he's up there talking to everybody. The 5 lanes on the right-hand side that are closest to downtown Disney, that's where they have everybody sit and wait to check in. And you have to wait until exactly, 3?
Yes.
3 o'clock. But there are 3 lanes over to the left-hand side that you can go in with your magic key. And you can go ahead in, or with your pass or your ticket or whatever. You can go ahead in and then head to Avengers Campus and check in. That's what we did.
But a lot of people that don't have magic keys, they just come in with their Oogie Boogie ticket. They're not going to pay for a full ticket that whole day.
But if you have a pass, do not wait in that line.
Do not.
No. Go over to the left hand.
But if you don't have a pass and you're just going for Oogie Boogie Bash, I highly suggest getting there early.
Yes. Yeah, because
one of the biggest things for me, and this year has been busier. They did up capacity for Oogie Boogie Bash this year, so it's definitely been busier than any past years. And I watched some YouTubes and lives prior going in, so I knew that was going to be the case. So I really had it in my head that from the time we got there, 2:30 till the party started, we were going to ride rides and we were going to knock out big rides. And even though the wait times are super short during Oogie Boogie Bash, I didn't want to waste time riding rides when we can ride rides all the time.
True.
So, and I knew that treat trails were going to be long, and those kind of experiences like the parade and things like that were going to take time. Now, even though the rides lines are short, the treat lines aren't that short.
That's true.
Right? So, and we take our kids so often that it was just important to me. I knew that with it being Castile's birthday that she was going to want to ride some core rides. So I just had a goal. We're going to go in, we're going to ride these core rides and then enjoy the party.
And we did. That's exactly what we did. I mean, I think we were able to get everything done. And then did we hit every single treat trail?
We did.
But we didn't get every character meet and greet because some of them were too long, right?
No, we did.
We
got
did?
every single. The only one that we
Villains Grove. We didn't do Villains
we
Grove.
did. But, I mean, Villains Grove is cool, but we've done it before.
We have.
And there's no villains in there anyways.
True.
But, yeah, so I think just giving a little advice to anybody that is going, you know, you can go to Disneyland the next day. You can go to DCA any day of the year and you're going to get those same rides. But you can't go any day of the year and get those treat trails or those character experiences. Even the parade is so phenomenal. Like,
oh, I think that was the highlight of our trip. And mainly because it wasn't crazy as far as like parades go. We were able to get a good spot.
Well, and it really depends on where you're at. I think a key also, and this is my parade go-to in general, is I'm always going to sit at the beginning of the parade route. Because that means I'm the first to see it and I'm the first one out. Sometimes if that parade is starting at 8 o'clock or 7:50 and you're at the very end of the trail, you're sitting there for a very long time waiting for the parade to even get to you, and then you're waiting for it to pass. Now, when you sit at the beginning of the trail, then you see it first and you're out first, right?
That's true. That's true. And a lot of times it seems like certain areas really get clogged up. Like, of course, in Disneyland, Main Street really gets clogged up. And then, of course, in DCA over there by, is that Trolley Treats? Right there, that to me gets really clogged up because it's kind of a central location. But we went all the way to Pixar Pier.
We were actually by like Paradise Gardens.
Oh, okay,
almost.
yeah.
And that area is always less crowded in general. So if you're watching the first parade, because the first parade will come out from like that Paradise Gardens area. Now it goes reverse way on the way back.
Right.
But if you're watching it, the first showing, just get close and it won't be as packed. And also, a lot of times people will recommend going to the second viewing of the parade instead of the first, because the second parade, like, most people have already watched it in the first, and then, you know, it's easier to find a seat and things like that. I mean, we got there like 10 minutes before the parade started. We had a phenomenal seat.
Oh, we had plenty of room
for all of us. It just really depends on your location. Now, my thing with going to the second viewing of the parade is if you have little kids who get tired, go to the first viewing, because the first viewing and the characters, like, you want your child to be awake and be active and engaged in this parade. If you go to the second viewing that's later at night and you have a little kid with you, they might be tired and not enjoy it as much.
They might have fallen asleep. Because do you remember the long delay between the Headless Horseman, who comes out to kind of get it started, and the actual parade was do you think it was 18 minutes?
I think it's like 15 minutes.
Okay, all right. I mean, the good thing was they still had the music going, and the little kids...
He's not technically part of the parade.
Oh, what? But he kind of... Is he kind of a commencement? Like, he kind of starts it. So you think the parade's starting and everybody's getting ready. Headless Horseman comes out. They tell the story. They tell the tale. And then the parade is another 15 minutes later, but that gave all the kids the opportunity. And the best part was during the music, all the kids went out into the street and danced.
The music was bumping.
Yes.
The streets were empty, so kids were like dancing
in the streets,
having their bubble wands.
Yes,
literally like living their best life.
That was the best part. We have videos and we have photos. But if you have time, let the kids go out and dance. And it gets everybody kind of pumped up. The music and watching the littles have such a good time. So totally worth it.
Yes.
That was good.
That's, I'm very much a person when it comes to me planning. I'm just going to spill some of my tips and tricks that I have. I don't walk back and forth between the parks. I feel like it's a complete waste of time. So I like to start in one area and then finish it. So my idea when I got there at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, we were going to start and we were going to ride rides and hit Guardians first.
Monsters After Dark.
Guardians Monsters After Dark. And then Cars, and then Incredicoaster, and those were like the three main most important rides.
Yes.
But that way it got me back to that area. Once the party started, we started in that back area working our way through Sid.
Oh, he was the best.
Oh my god, he was
my
so
favorite
funny.
villain. That's his first time.
No, he was there last year, but we weren't there.
He was? Oh, okay.
But
that's the first time.
Year, yeah.
So imagine if you watch
Toy Story.
If you watch Toy Story, but if you watch Sheldon, if you watch Sheldon Cooper, who is a character in Big Bang Theory,
I don't know who that is.
Okay, a lot of people will. Sheldon is a character in Big Bang Theory. This guy looked exactly like Sheldon Cooper.
But he looked exactly like Sid.
I know, but it was uncanny. It was really uncanny. And he was a really good villain. He was hilarious to sit there and listen to him come up with these insults.
Oh my God.
For people.
I was saying, okay, side note, I do like to talk shit. Like,
I know. I know you do.
I like to make
we've had this conversation before.
but I just think that I'm funny. Like,
you do think you're funny.
I'm not like trying to insult people. I'm just like cracking jokes. I think in my next life I'm going to be a comedian.
Probably. Yes.
Yeah. So when I was listening to him, I was like, wow, I really want that job.
Right.
He was hilarious. He
Hold on.
like,
so a little girl, cutest little girl ever, probably maybe 5. She was dressed up like Tinkerbell, but she had this beautiful green glowing, like it had lights in it, glowing Tinkerbell costume. And she's walking by and then goes to the treat trail and comes by Sid. And Sid goes, "Oh my God, what are you, a glowing booger?" And she starts crying. But it was hilarious because she did look like a glowing booger. Like if you didn't know she was Tinkerbell,
right?
You know, so
well, and he just came up with them so fast. I seen other kids dressed as Sid, and every time he would see them, he's like, "Copycat." And then if you weren't dressed in costume, he was even more assaulted because he would literally call. He's like, "Oh, no costume at a Halloween party, cheap."
Right. No, he was good.
He was hilarious.
And he did not mince words.
I think he was my favorite villain of the night.
I think so too.
He was so funny.
And they had, of course, Bruno.
Bruno was there, which he's not really
a
villain.
But
I asked him, I was like, "Why
bit.
are you here, Bruno? You are not a villain." And he was like, "I know, but they said it was a fiesta, so I just came here to party."
He was the cutest little character, wasn't he?
I
mean, he was so sweet. I mean, just his demeanor with the kids, and they have a hard job. Hundreds and hundreds of people come through to take a picture, to meet them, and they have to stay in this character. He was incredible. Yeah. I really liked him.
No, he's
more of like an outcast, but not, I wouldn't say a villain.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. You know who else is like a really good villain that they have is Cruella de Vil. She looks just like Emma Stone.
Yes. She was really good.
Yes.
She was great.
I mean, her appearance versus Emma Stone, they're so similar.
Yeah. They did a really good
casting.
Oh, and she was walking around, and didn't she come talk to you and Paisley at the shops because she went shopping?
Oh, yeah.
Cruella, remember?
That wasn't at the party, though. That was in Disneyland. She was just walking around.
Oh, she was? Okay.
Yeah. But at the part, so the Cruella de Vil that's in Disneyland is completely different than the Cruella de Vil that's in DCA. So in DCA, you're getting that Emma Stone, that live action Cruella de Vil, when you're in Disneyland, you're getting the cartoon Cruella de Vil. So they're dressed different.
You know, we forgot?
Who?
Our other favorite villain.
Who?
The one the girls sing with.
Oh my God. That was actually my overall favorite. Ernesto de la Cruz.
Yes.
That was an experience. So
that was
he
cute.
was on the stage singing, and he asked if anybody knew Un Poco Loco, and my daughter and my niece were like, "We do." He got them singing, and everybody like cheered for them and like gave their name out. Yep. Yeah, that was honestly one of my coolest Disney experiences.
Yeah, that was great. And he was great too.
My kids grew up loving Coco.
Yes.
So it was really...
And his character and just the way he interacted with the crowds and everything.
Well, the makeup and everything was so
really
awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
And of course, I got to meet Loki.
Oh yes, Kindra was fangirling over Loki. And who else did you meet? Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, yeah. Star-Lord and I had a nice chat.
Avengers Campus at that time was kind of empty, and I felt
empty.
like we were like just going through and like talking to Star-Lord, but like trying to leave also, and he was just following us.
Oh yeah, no,
he's like, I have nobody to talk to,
right.
So you guys are gonna hang out with me.
That was great. I love him. I absolutely adore him and Loki. I mean, that was so cool for me because you know I'm a huge Avengers fan, and all the Disney stuff is great too, all of the Pixar stuff.
No, you were literally blushing. I know. Do you remember when Loki called me your servant?
Yes. Because I had a drink, I had a cocktail, and I did, not
they
like
They don't want pictures.
They don't want pictures with people with alcohol. And we were drinking one of those amazing drinks from Hollywood's was it Hollywood Studios over there with the potion?
Yes, it's the Nightmare Before Christmas themed drink.
Yes.
It has the Deadly Nightshade in it.
Yes, the little potion, right?
Yep.
It was really good.
It was really good.
But I was drinking that and I got so excited. I ran up to take a picture with Loki and he's like, "Oh, please hand your drink to your servant."
Well, I went up to him first and I was like, Loki, my friend's a huge fan of yours. He was like, "Oh yes, of course she is." And he's like, "Come on over," you know?
And here
he's like, "Give your servant your drink."
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
How did you feel about Agatha?
Oh, you know what? I liked the character. It was really dead over there.
Yeah,
there
I
was
feel like
no
her
one over there.
trail was a little underwhelming.
Well, and the thing is, they haven't really built up a lot with Agatha in a long time.
I'm surprised
Same
they
with the
didn't have
Scarlet
the Scarlet
Witch, right?
Isn't she like more famous than Agatha?
You know what? She is lately, not in the full scheme of things, but lately, you know, the Scarlet Witch, when Disney had all of the, you know, the Loki and the what was the one? WandaVision, right? So I think if it would have been more around that time, Agatha would have been really.
Well, last year I think they did have Scarlet Witch out.
Oh, okay. She wasn't out this time.
No, she wasn't.
So who did you miss that wasn't out this year?
Maleficent, definitely, and the Evil Queen, which
so weird,
I don't
right?
understand that. Like, I know that we got Judge Doom, we got I can't remember the villain from Big Hero 6. I can't remember his Yokai.
Oh yeah, I'm not familiar.
Even like the villain, like, I don't know. I don't see how you could have a Disney Halloween party and take out the Mistress of Evil.
I agree.
And also, you know what I think they were missing is, like, 2 years back, they had a huge Descendants dance party. And I can understand that Descendants isn't as huge as it used to be. But that dance party was always packed.
Oh, the kids loved that.
They loved that. Mm-hmm. And it was so fun. Like, I remember, like, because it was, like, right over by that little Hollywood studio area. Mm-hmm. I was in there drinking shit. I was living my best life, listening to the Descendants sing.
The kids are like, "We're tired. We want to go." No, we are dancing. We were having a blast.
Yeah, so I think they definitely missed out that dance party area. I think for sure. I got sent a survey about Oogie Boogie Bash, and I'm gonna let them know that I'm not happy with the removal. You can't remove Maleficent. She was nowhere.
Nowhere.
Not even like walking around the street. She was just not there.
That was weird. Did I get her churro though? Wasn't that the Maleficent churro that I got?
I don't know what churro.
And it had like green, it had like green peanut butter. It was so strange.
Oh yeah, probably.
Remember?
But she needs to be there. And the Evil Queen, I'm a huge Snow White fan. Like, Snow White is my girl.
I know. They're really trying to change it up. And I think they did a good job, but I think you have to keep some of the classics.
Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. Like, because even the Cruella they had wasn't actually like the character Cruella. It was the new live action.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do better next year with that. I appreciate Sid. I appreciate Mother Gothel was there. I don't know how you have Mother Gothel from Rapunzel and not Maleficent or the Evil Queen. Like, I love Rapunzel as a movie, but they are superior.
Yes. They're just they're traditional.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
So overall, what do you think?
I mean, overall, we had a great time. It was good.
And we closed the park down.
Yes. We were there from the start till the end. Mm-hmm. The treat trails were fun. It was funny. You know, the alcohol was good. Yeah. So I think, like, my overall takeaway and just a little piece of advice to anybody that hasn't gone yet, get there early, ride your rides. Mm-hmm. Don't really worry about your rides. When you're there early, eat dinner before the party starts.
That's what we did in San Francisco. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, you can get snacks along the way, but really, it's not enough time within the party because it ends at 11 to finish all the treat trails, do the parades,
the rides,
food. And eat dinner.
No. You really need to be strategic, and I think we did that the right way. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, very happy.
Seriously, overall. Just taking the party and everything that the party has included, and then anything that you can do at another time, do at another time.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah,
I agree.
So yeah, but overall,
if anybody else has any, advice that they want to give or feedback or questions, please feel free to reach out to us as well. We'd be happy to answer questions or, to field any comments or listen to feedback as well.
Right. All right. So moving on from Oogie Boogie Bash, we also tried Tiana's Palace.
Yes.
Yes. Very underwhelming.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it really was. Line was long, has been long, will be long. Of course, it's new. So anything new that opens up is going to be crazy long.
Yeah, but we pretty much got one of everything on the menu. So
we did. We tried everything.
We did the gumbo. I wasn't a huge fan. We eat like Cafe Orleans gumbo, Blue Bayou gumbo, and those gumbos are pretty similar. The Cafe Orleans and the Blue Bayou, they're great gumbos. Even the gumbo that's over at the Jazz Kitchen is also very similar to those two. Now those gumbos are delicious.
Really good. The difference with this one was it was extremely thick and really spicy.
Yeah, extremely thick. And it's just like almost over seasoned.
Right. Not even spicy, you're right. It was seasoned, heavily seasoned.
Yeah.
Almost like they didn't mix up the seasonings well. So you're getting big bites of seasoning, right?
So the gumbo was definitely, I thought like with it being Tiana's Palace, you cannot eat, like the number one thing you have to have is good beignets and good gumbo, and they didn't have that.
Agreed.
The next thing we had was the chicken plate. The chicken was actually pretty good.
Chicken was really good.
The
it was
Cajun
seasoned
chicken.
well.
Yeah, it was like a
very
grilled
moist.
Cajun. My only issue is every single plate I had was like lukewarm. Nothing was hot.
True.
Nothing tasted fresh. Now what came with the...
Well, because it is kind of like a cafeteria line.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Like I don't even see the heat lamps on.
No,
you know, like,
no, there weren't.
They could have done better to keep it like warm.
I tried to get a po' boy, right? Or what
and
was it?
And they didn't allow customization since Kindra won't have cream.
The mayonnaise.
Like it has mayonnaise on it.
Right.
And there's like nothing that they can do basically. Now going back to the chicken plate, what came with the chicken plate was like mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was terrible. It was dry and cold.
Yes, I know you didn't like that at all.
It had like Cajun seasoning in it, which was like weird, but like...
For the mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't try it. I didn't realize
but it was just
that.
so dry and cold. It was just not good. And I loved baked mac and cheese, but that just wasn't it. There was coleslaw with it. The coleslaw was actually pretty good.
The red beans and rice.
The red beans and rice was
Your
the
favorite.
best food that they had there. I would eat that 1,000 times. It was good.
Just even just like a little side or a little bowl was really enough. That
was
good.
really good. The cornbread, it was cold. Like they could have just, it was like not even like just because it was lukewarm, it was like refrigerated cold.
I was gonna say it was like taken right out of the refrigerator. Just like the beignet. Should we move on to the beignet? It was called an icebox filling or something. So it was cold as a piece of pie. It had a glaze on it. And I decided to be brave, right? Because I was going to be brave and take a bite out of this beignet. Right out of the corner. So I pick it up. I go to take a bite out of the corner. I'm really getting over my fears. And what is the first thing that happens?
Custard just pours out this creamy fluid. And I honestly, like when I seen it, because if you listen to this podcast, you know Kindra doesn't eat anything cream. So we were under the initial impression that there was just like a lemon, we thought it was just like a lemon icing.
Right.
We didn't think that it was like a cream base. So anyways, Kindra's going to take the bite and I'm like already looking at it because I'm disappointed because it's cold. I don't like cold beignets, but so I'm just letting her take the first bite and I'm watching her and this cream just pours out the side, and it's kind of like when you have toddlers and they fall and you like just kind of like don't say anything, you just want to see how they react, and then like because if they fall and you're like, oh my god, like they get startled and they start crying, right? But like with so it was like the same thing. I didn't want to startle her or for her to start crying, so I just try to keep like a straight face.
You and I made eye contact
and I just stared at her waiting for a reaction because I didn't want her to throw up.
And I wasn't sure what to do because I literally have a corner of the beignet in my mouth and it's oozing out the other side and we are looking at each other.
And I'm just trying to like, I'm like, you know that like everything's okay, like smiling at you. Like,
you're like, it's okay. Don't panic. Just put the beignet down. And I did. And I was sweating at this point. I don't know if anyone has like,
but if
anyone has like food phobias or food aversions, then you totally understand that feeling of when you bite into something that you know you don't like or that you're kind of fearful of, and you get like that cold sweat. That's what I got. I got the cold sweat. I just wasn't sure what to do.
Just panic.
I just put it down. So that's our take on Tiana. Definitely try it. I would never tell anyone not to try it.
I'm saying don't try it.
Well, wait till the lines go down.
Yeah. And like the beignet also tastes like perfume.
It was very perfumey, almost like lavender does. Like when you have that, like a strong, like floral almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that wasn't good. But yeah, I mean, maybe when the lines die down and they like get it together a little bit more, it'll be better. But right now, cold food.
Yeah, I would
under
avoid
quality.
It. Yeah,
it has potential if they could just fix it. I just think for what they hyped it up to be, it should have been better.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so our ghost feature for this week is the Esplanade Ghost. DCA opened on February 8th, 2001, but prior to the opening, it was a parking lot. On September 14th, 1985, a tragic accident happened in the parking lot. Jennifer Reed was 7 years old when she was on a trip with her uncle. While she was on her way back to the car, she tripped in the parking lot. When she fell, she was run over by a character bus that was driving past. She was pronounced dead at the scene by paramedics. And what's even more sad about this story is the parents didn't even know that she died because they were out camping and she was there with her uncle. So it took a whole day for them to even learn. And you know, back in like the 80s, they didn't have cell phones and stuff. There was no way to contact the parents and they didn't know where they were.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine coming home to that kind of news?
Terrible.
Jesus.
Yeah. But since this, when they got there, since the accidents, guests have reported seeing a little girl wandering around Disneyland Esplanade. When they approach and ask her what's wrong, she tells them that she lost her uncle. And then she asks to escort her to security. But once they reach security, the girl is nowhere to be found.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Super creepy. Crazy. Really, I don't know, really sad.
Are there like multiple accounts of that happening? And it's 1985.
And it's always in that, isn't it crazy to think that DCA was once a parking lot?
Right.
So kind of what the new extension's doing, like taking parking lots and making a whole new land.
Right. And
yeah. But do you know how convenient that would be to be able to park where DCA is and just walk up to Disneyland?
I know.
I mean, I'd definitely rather have DCA, but it would be nice to have some closer parking.
That's true. That's true. But getting back to the story, that's super sad, especially because it was a bus? Mm-hmm. Like a shuttle bus or something?
Yep. No, it was a character bus. So like bus transporting characters to and from the park.
Oh, that is really sad. Can you imagine being on that bus and that happens?
Mm-hmm. And then being pronounced dead at the scene.
Oh my God. So she just tripped?
Yeah, tripped, fell, and I guess got ran over within that time.
Oh my gosh. That, again, another story where a little kid is haunting something and not at peace. And
yeah, really sad.
Do you want to tell everybody about your ghost hiding was it your phone last week?
Yeah. So I've talked about my house being haunted.
Right.
I was doing laundry and I had my phone sitting on my bed and I finish up, I lose it. It's not in the corner of my bed anymore. So I'm okay, I'm going to finish and put everything away. And then I'll find it probably. Maybe it's under these clothes or something. So I put everything away and I don't find my phone. Then I think okay, maybe it was mixed in with my clothes, so I start going through all my clothes and I still don't find
in all the drawers.
Yes,
you're opening the
drawers. I take out all the clothes from the drawers, so I'm making double the work.
Yes.
Still not finding my phone. So I put all the clothes back in the drawer at that point, and then I'm okay, I'm gonna go get my kids because my daughter has a phone, and at this point I haven't had a phone for 5 hours. I'm worried that my husband's looking for me.
You emailed me.
I emailed
to call you
off Google on my smart TV.
No, it was really cryptic. It was really weird.
Well, I couldn't write that much with my remote control. Right. So I was just call me. But I was wanting somebody to call me so I could try to find my phone, which I had a ton of missed calls because it was vibrating. I don't know. I didn't hear it or something. But I was stressed out. I was my husband's probably looking for me. He's probably so worried about me. He wasn't. He wasn't looking for me. I could be kidnapped and he had no idea I was gone.
He's wow, it's really quiet in
I was
this
I called him. Once I found it, and I was I'm okay. He was okay. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so I go get my daughter from school, and I'm all right, Paisley, I needed to come get you guys early because I always text them where to meet me, and there was just no way of contacting them, so I just went to go get them from the office. So there was no issue, and I was that way I could use my phone. Well, then homegirl's like, oh, I forgot my phone at home. It's in the kitchen. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? It was in the kitchen the whole time. I could have just went down there and got her phone. But besides the point. Yeah. So I go get them. I get home and I'm like, all right, like, where's your phone? So we start calling my phone. And I hear it ringing finally now. So
What?
I open, it was ringing out of my husband's underwear drawer. And it's not like it was like mixed into anything. It was sitting on top of the underwear.
Oh, come on. You just went all through those drawers looking for it. So you definitely didn't miss it. And I had called you during these times too, and you didn't hear it ring?
Nope.
That is trippy.
Trippy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anything else or just the phone lately?
My son had a bad dream the other night that was kind of freaky.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like screaming.
Really?
Crying.
Like a night terror.
He's like, let go of me, let go of me.
What?
Yeah, it was kind of really scary. I'm definitely ready to move.
I bet. Well,
Yeah.
I know your boys fall off the beds a lot.
Yeah.
That's happened when we've been traveling. That really freaks me out. and a couple times I have heard them talk in their sleep.
They do. And I
Yes.
think actually my boys have like maybe sleep apnea. They grind their teeth in their sleep.
Yeah.
Like
They're
when we go to
active sleepers.
the dentist, they're always really concerned about their teeth because
Yeah.
they grind in their sleep.
They're like stressful sleepers.
Stressful.
They flop around.
I don't think there's a moment of their life they're not stressful.
True. They're
They're
even in their
just-
sleep, they are raising hell.
Yes. Raising
But he
hell.
was screaming.
Yeah. So George was like panicking.
Right.
You know, and it was like, yeah, it was pretty creepy. I mean, I feel like it's getting maybe a little bit worse, but
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess after a while it is going to start ramping up. So I can't wait for you to move either. And again, I adore you and I love your kids, but I'm not coming over to your house to watch them
okay.
while you guys are gone.
It's not bad during the day.
God, just don't ask
Oh, I
me
guess
to
it
stay
took
the
my
night.
phone during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's where we're at in life. But yeah, so overall, the ghost in my house, still there, still living. We're moving in 2 months, so.
Hopefully it doesn't follow you.
No, Kindra, we're not going to say that.
And we're going to have to get
Even
some
my
sage.
husband the other day, he wanted to talk to me about it because he was freaked out after Ezra's nightmare. And I was like, we're not talking about this.
Right.
We're not talking
don't
about it
validate
in the house. Yes.
Yeah, don't validate it.
I was like,
don't,
stop.
Don't acknowledge it.
Yeah. It's fine. Nobody knows. He's, yeah.
Well, you called me back and I was like, oh my God, what's wrong? And you're like, this little bitch hid my phone. And I was like, don't call my baby that. I thought you said Harper hid your phone. I was like, Samantha, how could you use such terrible language about the baby? You were talking about the ghost.
Yeah, not my precious angel Harper.
I know,
now, if it
that's
was
why-
one of the other kids, that might have been proper
that's why
context, but not.
That's why I kind of freaked out. I was like, you've never said something like that. So I was confused anyway.
All right, so out of the darkness into the light, let's move on to Am I the Asshole? We only have one topic for today, and this is a Disney-themed topic. So the topic is, Am I the Asshole for excluding my family from my Disney Fast Pass and enjoying the parks without them?
Okay. These get more hilarious and more hilarious as we
Yes. Okay, so I want to preface this. It says, I, 35, non-binary, am on a Disney trip with my extended family. I have multiple disabilities, so I'm registered for a DAS Pass, a Disability Access Pass. On a DAS Pass, you can wait in line by selecting a ride at one time on the app, and it gives you a return time. And when that time arrives, you go through the lightning lane, and you can have up to 5 people in addition to yourself. Once we were inside, my sister immediately found a cast member to make sure our passes were linked and properly connected. My aunt asked if theirs could be connected as well, to which the cast member apologized, stating they're trying to fix the issue. My sister, who essentially is my caretaker when I need it, told them both that there wasn't an issue, that she was registered with the 2 of us. So they must be like key holders and have certain people that are already linked to their pass, but it wasn't allowing new people to be linked. My parents had already said they didn't want to be on it, and they didn't really do a lot of the rides anyways, and they were happy to wait in lines with the others. Our group was about 15 people, so when we were going through the and registered ahead of the time, I decided rather than starting a babbering war among everybody, it would just be my sister and I. As I stated, she acts as my caregiver when required. and she has actual training on how to help me if something goes wrong. In addition, people in my extended family have dismissed my disabilities, some of them being outright hostile and triggering about it. So it would kind of defeat the entire purpose of them using my pass if they weren't even going to be around me the whole time. My aunt started hurling insults at us, calling us selfish and ungrateful. My cousin joined in, and my sister had to sit with me on my roller, and we walked away because I started having a panic attack. Remember how I said they can be triggering? At dinner, it started again. Although it's time, it was less screaming and more sneering. Almost everyone in the family accused my sister and I of being assholes for not telling everyone about it until we were already in the park. They were also mad that we essentially ditched them rather than wait in the lines with them. That we should have given them the opportunity to make a case and be added onto my DAS pass. My parents' only contribution to the argument was that they told us they didn't want to be added to it when they were asked, but we didn't even bother adding them. Am I the asshole for not informing them of my fast pass capabilities and letting them decide if they should accompany me and enjoy the ride with my sister and I?
I don't know. This person seems...
So it is a rule that like you can only have 5 people on your DAS pass, but we do go in multiple parties and there's exceptions for the rules sometimes. So
Correct.
Sometimes you can get more people, but I do think like if the parents said that, you know, I don't want to be on the DAS pass, like cool, don't add them, you know. Or in that case, if you have a family of 15 and you can have, because you could have the DASer and 5 people, so that's a total of 6. That means maybe the other 9 could have got lightning lane, or they could have
taken turns or something like that. Sure.
I do think it's kind of assholey to just be like, all right, like we're out, you know. Like,
well, it sounds like this person may go a lot. They know the whole system.
Right. And
they may go all the
my
time.
thing is, too, is like if you're going with a family party and not everybody can get, I would probably just wait the lines with everybody else.
I would, too, because the whole point of going at that time, to me, is to be with the family.
Right. And it does sound like the disability is like anxiety or something, which maybe she can't wait the lines. Or,
right, we don't know what the disability is.
Right,
That's
or
the thing.
Plan your DAS pass, because technically you can have a DAS pass waiting, right? And it's never going to expire. So if your family waits the whole line and you're like, hey, we're like 10 minutes from the entrance, like maybe you can join through the lightning lane at that point and try to meet up with them at the top. Right. Or like explain the situation to the cast members, and I'm sure they'd be willing to help you, but to just completely say, okay, I'm doing my own thing is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know why I do that. And now, believe me, I've been to the park with like 11 or 12 people. It is not easy. No. You don't get a lot done. You really don't. So I understand the frustration. But it does sound like this poster goes quite a bit, and the whole point was to be with your family. I would definitely not turn this into a family argument, and I wouldn't lose relationships over it.
Right. I agree.
Well, you know, our situation, and I won't get into the details, but you do realize that the last time, a couple of times that we've tried to get the DAS for Castile, when she has been allowed in the past, they've said they don't give DAS for that anymore.
Really?
So yeah, so it depends. So it does change regularly. You never know, and it is what it is. It's their rules. They can do whatever they want, but yeah.
Right. Well, the overall top vote on Reddit was not the asshole, that you're entitled to your disability benefits, especially if they're unsupportive of you, which I agree to that point. But if they're that unsupportive of you and they're that triggering to you, you probably shouldn't have gone on this trip.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She probably knows this. Or, sorry, I know we keep saying
non-binary, sorry.
The poster. It does sound like they've had issues with the family before, so they might want to take that into account before they went on this trip. So I think it was just doomed from the beginning. Yeah. I don't know.
Sounds like another episode where we need to go to counseling.
Exactly.
That's always the answer.
Yes.
Is just you guys need to go to counseling.
you all need to get some therapy.
So, is she the asshole or not? Are they the asshole or not?
I don't know. What do you think? I can't. It's not something I would do.
Yeah.
And I do have, we do have that in our group.
Child with a disability.
We've actually had quite a few. We've had someone who has seizures. We've had, we have quite a few that have gone with us. And they've never gone off by themselves to do things.
They're
We've
also
always done it.
children.
Well, that's true. That's true. But I meant with their guardian.
Yeah.
They don't say, oh, well, we've got this task. We're going to go off. We'll see you guys later. Well, that kind of defeats the point.
Right.
So I think they could have worked on that better, but therapy.
Yeah, therapy.
Yeah. You're an asshole if you don't go to therapy.
Yes, that makes you the asshole.
That's right.
All right, I guess that wraps up episode 10. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we will chat soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We would like to take a second to thank our members on Patreon, and a special shout out to Mindy Mendoza for supporting our show. Your support will ensure that the podcast will continue and that we're able to bring the latest news straight from the park. If you would like to become a member, head over to our Patreon that we've included the link below in our show notes.